good evening, the MML. Well, first things first, congratulations to our champion NTB with a well-deserved MML Pro Championship in Season 20. But that's all gone now. All the niceties out the way. Everybody's going to try and kill each other. And it's Season 21, and that means it's Precap time. We're going to preview all the play pools. And usually I wait for the divisions and the tickets to go out. But you know what? I thought, why not? Let's try and get ahead and treat you all to a pre-cap early as possible. And we've got a really good one for you tonight as well. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do it a bit... Oh, hey, that's perfect timing. I've got Hawk with us as well, so I'll just speak to both my guests in 1 second.
What do we have here?
We just started, and I've just said how wonderful it's going to be this season. But unfortunately, because obviously the tickets haven't gone out yet, we're going to have to do it just a different way, where we're going to just go through the MML and just type the names in and find the teams that way. You are all lucky, though, because I have two great coaches with me today, so you're going to get loads of interesting info from them, I'm sure. As you've probably already heard, we have Hawker. Evening, Hawker.
Good evening.
How are we? Are we feeling happy?
Always happy. Always happy.
Good man, good man. Did I look at it right that you've got Chorfs this season, but they've not played a game?
They've played 0 games.
Interesting tactics.
When we get to them, I'll explain all about them.
Is it a full Hobgoblin team? That's what I'd like
why would you do anything so stupid?
Oh, let me down.
And obviously we have V Power V with us as well. Evening, V.
Hello.
Good man. So this should be good. This one we just had to go for obviously one of the pro play pools, and I always have to go back to my notes because I never remember them all. But it's going to be the WAC/WFC conference. So that's the Waste. Yeah, that's the Wasteland Athletic Conference and the Wicked Forest Conference. So that's your Wicked Jungle is massive, as I'd call it, but it's Forest obviously now. But we'll get to obviously talk about the Abomination Nation as well. So we're going to start with Wasteland Athletic Conference, what's obviously WAC. We've got 4 very good teams in there: Order of the Holy Squirrel, Bill Cower, Power Hour, Rednecks, and the Fire Salamanders. So we'll go through them. And the Wicked Forest Conference has the Bengal Pharaohs, Los Pumas, Juanjaro Yusuk, Silver Suns, and Abomination Nation. So we've got a lot of good ones there. So you'll have to be patient with us, because obviously we're going to have to do it the long way around, where we're just going to type obviously things in. I've put a few notes just to help me out. Oh, I hope it'll help me out. As always, I'll get my co-announcer's thoughts on the teams. This season round, I'm going to ask them, out of all them players, which player will you take for your team? Just see who they would take. And then obviously best matchup, worst matchup spot. Might be a bit tricky in this one, but we'll try and do it anyway. And then obviously at the end, we'll be going for the ball prediction. I'll make sure I write them all down this season. I got a few of them right last season. I'm pretty happy with that. So, anyway, enough of my witching on. Let's get on with it. And the first team I have down for me is Bill Cower, Power Hour. So that is Moreshots' team. So let's see if I can find them. And then we'll have a look at them. Please tell me I can... Yeah, there we go. Right, let me know if you two can find it. Otherwise, you can find, if you've got my Twitter, you'll see it on there as well. Yeah. But yeah, More Shots, what a superstar. He did me a big favour. He swapped play pools with me, because obviously I was supposed to be in this one. But I've gone to the good old US of A, so I'm over there. And More Shots has come to say hi to all you Europeans, what I'm sure everybody's delighted about. This is a very, very interesting team on more ways than one. And he's got a mana. Now, to my knowledge, Moreshots does not like manas. Doesn't like them at all. But not only does he have a mana, the mana is called Bill Cower after the team. So is this the boss? You know,
no, the team is named after him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so has he come out of retirement or to lead them to one final push, or I don't know. Are you two guys got the team up?
I'm watching on your Twitch.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so you can see the
I
team.
can't find him either.
Okay.
He's got some.
He's got some, yeah.
some illegal transfer shenanigans going on. So
That's probably it, isn't it?
Somewhere.
So I've got my contacts. I've found him. Right. Okay. So this is the team. Now I'll start this one off just for because I've got an interesting stat with this team. Apart from the man, have been very interesting. Do you remember last season where we had the McGreety Misfits and there's a lot of players who was close to getting retired, and in the end the team just said, you know what, we've had enough, and he did amazing. Still made the playoffs. Yeah, he made the playoffs. It was amazing. But we have a problem here with the Power Hour because we have 3 players who are 12 years old, and to my knowledge at 13 they have a very good chance of retiring. So for instance, you've got Irish Carbomb, obviously the legend that he is, 105 games played already, and he's a 12-year-old. We've got Jack Daniels, played 107 games, and obviously he's a 12-year-old. And Ram Chancellor, who to my knowledge is Moshot's most favourite player out of a lot of these, he's 12-year-olds as well, and he's played 106 games. So, you know, there's 3 of them, and then Sky and Jägermeister, they're both 10 Sky's 11-year-old and Jägermeister's a 10-year-old. So there's a problem here, isn't there? I mean, that's basically most of the team could be, you know, retiring this season or next. So it'll be interesting to see how much further this team will go, because that's a big.
I know you can get teams that lose players through injuries and stuff, and they rebuild and come back, but he could potentially lose like 4 players this season.
Yeah.
Or you know, through retirements, and then plus any injury, you could literally lose half a team. So it would be interesting. It'd be nice to see him have a farm rebuild and come back if that was worst case scenario. But I mean, just deal with it as it comes along. I don't think you can worry about it.
Yeah. There is another Moshot team. So I don't know if he's going to bring in a new one in. That's maybe just a farm team. What he farms off, I don't know. So let's have a look at the team. Hawk, I'll bring you in. What do you think of this team? And if you could pick one player from this team, which one would you take? And why?
Look at the team, straight away you can see, like you say, there's depth of experience, which is great, but outside of that experience, there's nothing or very little. And when those players do retire, like Power says, if they go after game 1 or 2, which I think happened to a Skaven coach the other season, I can't remember who. He had some amazing gut runners, and then they was gone after game 1. But when they go, he's got a shell of a team, and that's a massive problem. As for the player that I like, I think I quite like the number 6 Sky. He's got pace on his side. He's the ball handler. I'm not sure why he's got a tail, but you know there must be. I'm not a chaos coach myself, so it's difficult to say. It's something different than your generic "I'm going to smash you in the face" chaos build.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, Dr. Nick, how you doing, buddy? Dr. Nick, one of the Rebel guys. This is on the PS4, Dr. Nick. It's not Rebel, but hello anyway. V-Power V?
Yeah, I do quite like Sky, but for me, it's got to be Lemon, Combustible Lemon.
He's nice, isn't he? I love the name as well.
it gives you that option that Chaos and type teams don't normally have. So he's awesome. I think going back to what Hawker said with a tail on the ball carrier, I think often with the Chaos teams and Nurgle teams, because you only have one ball carrier, you kind of want to protect them a little bit. So by default, they tend to end up as a sweeper. So getting them tackle or is gone tail here is often a route that people take, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I know he likes to have at least one preemptive tail in his team, so obviously he's thought, you know what, I'm going to give it to him, I think. So that's why I think that's there. So that's pretty cool. Dr. Hopefully maybe I'll recap next season. He was just doing the Division 5 for me, and did the split halfway through, so it was just a bit too awkward for me. But hopefully next season I'll be back doing them for you. This is a tricky one because I quite like Combustible Lemon. Because obviously he's got everything. His agility 4, he leaps, he tackles, his strength 4 when he leaps in. Car bomb, oh god, I have a soft spot for him. Not much Bezo.
He likes car bomb.
Yeah, I mean, if Bernie didn't like a Parlon killer, there is something wrong with that, would it? Yeah, I think I need help. Yeah, he is, isn't he? But I mean, I do like Combustible Lemon. If we're not taking age into account, I'm gonna go with Carbomb. I've got to go with Carbomb because it's Carbomb, and he is the stud. But there is a lot of good players in this. I mean, if I was going solely to win or I wanted some sort of firepower, I would agree with you. I like Combustible Lemon. I think he strength 4, what is it? Leaping on a 3+, strength 4 blitz. What's not to like? So yeah, I love that guy.
Here's a question as well. I just thought, would you want to play Bill Power Hour in game 1 with he's got 2 fairly major pieces missing, or would you want to play him game 7? When some of them could have retired.
I don't know. See, the thing is, I would set game 7, but you can just imagine it, can't you? You're obviously you're in this play pool, and V's thinking himself, right, I need to win the last game, and this is not good. You want to play trying to get a win from, and if they don't retire, then you're like, I'm in trouble. So I don't know.
And if it is one of those games where people, it often does come to the last game, the playoffs and whatnot. That's not a team you want to be going into the playoffs having just faced, because chances are it's
going to take some out.
Something's going to be missing, yeah.
Yeah. Bears are Spot TV when they come back. Well, for the first game, I've got them at 1780 with the learners. When they're coming back, though, God, you would have to ask me that's 380, isn't it? On that already. Let me have a look. 1540, 380.
Maths.
Obviously, tickets aren't accepted yet, so the chances are there could be changes on TV if people are close. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how many players has he got?
Surely he's got to be TV compliant.
It would be, if I've got this right, if nothing gets hurt next game, in the first game, they all come back, it'd be at 1960. Is what I've got him at.
So he's there and he's in, isn't he? Anyway, so.
That's what I'm going for. I'm pretty sure that's right. He says, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's well within it. Yeah, definitely. That's the only issue I've got with this team is the coach is brilliant. He's obviously a former champion like yourself, V. He knows everything to do with this team. It's nicely balanced. The only concern I had with this team, and it's been like this even last season and the season before, was they never have a bench. And when I've seen some of his games, the other teams seem to crazily just remove a few players, and then he's always playing a bit, catch up. But it seems that's the thing these days with a lot of teams. They don't have a bench, so maybe that's just me. But to me personally, if the team stays in one piece and they don't retire, then he's going to be up there challenging for one of them 2 spots for definitely. I know it's hard to ask, and if you don't know, you don't have to say. But what would you say is sort of like his best matchup? I don't know if you know what you're going to be looking through.
I'm just trying to think of all the teams now. The other Chaos probably. I think the other Chaos can get a little bit picked on because of the
Silver Suns.
They're quite a high TV team, but a lot of it's from stat ups. But other than the stats, there's not a huge amount in the Arsenal. So I think a Chaos v Chaos mirror there is obviously going to be favoured there, and he's not an enormous TV over him, so he's not going to give away a wizard, but that's about it.
I actually looked at them and I thought, what, everyone's probably going to gang up on the Silver Suns because like you said,
there's always one team in a pool that is going to be a little bit under. So, but then,
well, I went for the Fire Salamanders because.
I didn't look at their team yet. I haven't seen them.
Well, it's just that they'll probably still be having nightmares after last season. That team does not like facing Claw. He's got this really nice strength. Well, that's true. He has his strength 3, agility 5 skink. What's great. But Bill Coward's got a combustible lemon who can just leap in 3+, 2 die, splat. And obviously, if you start knocking down the lizards, or the Saurus, I should say, and this team is built to do stuff like that, then it could be a bad time for the Salamanders, and that's why I went for them. Hawker, did you have time to check, or did you just...
No,
No, that's fine.
I'm rubbish.
Yeah,
but I think he in respect, the team that looks like this, he needs to be looking at, like you say, the more Bashir side. As an elf coach at heart, coming across this, I'm thinking about, yeah, this is good. He's only got 2 tackle, at least that's what I thought I saw. He's got a lot of loners, so I can exploit that, which means, you know, he's going to be up against it. Don't get me, those 2 tackle can ruin teams, whereas he's going across armour teams. Having those loners is almost good because you can say, well, okay, you're going to kill some stuff, have something that doesn't matter. Meanwhile, the key pieces are going to ruin your team. So, you know...
The only downfall there is there's no elf teams in our play pool.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's... Obviously, it's a without knowing the pool.
Yeah, we've got Khemri, Human, Nurgle, was it 2 Chaos...
Necro.
Lizards, Necro. Who's the last one?
I'll say what I've got down here. I've got all of the Holy Squirrels, they're Brett's. But
Squirrels, that's the last one.
That's the one you was after, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, they've got 3 tackle, one's missing this game. Obviously, Ram Chancellor's missing this game, and he would be strength 5 on the blitz. Again, it's the power hour, the very well, you know, respected, one of the big franchises in the MML. It will be sad to see some of these guys retire, but it is what it is, I guess. But I mean, West matchups. I mean, it's like I just don't know. I mean, I think like the Rednecks, for instance. I mean, they've obviously got the 2 wolves and obviously Jerobob's a killing machine, so that's good. But they've also got the zombies who can just throw in front.
Got so much pace as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
And both of those wolves are so quick. It's
But they've also got like just stuff they can just throw at them. You know, like for instance, the zombies go, here you are, and if they regen, they come back. And when like most shots teams only got 11 players, and even if he's removing him, the regen works. And you just know the Redneck's going to remove some of his players as well, and they can foul or they can do everything else. They can pile on. I think that's really bad. I think that's really bad matchup. I also, the other team I really liked, and we'll come up to them very well later in the show, is the Los Pumas. I seem to get suckered in with the Los Pumas every season. I really should stop doing it because I think I might be cursing him. But that team's really well balanced. It really is. I really like that team. I think Abomination Nation as well. They're scary. They've got 4 claw as well, Might Blow. So they can basically just trade shots with these, and you know that's quite funny. Trade shots, it's small shots. So they can trade shots with these, and they have the option of regen as well. So I think that's a bad match as well. I don't think Power will have it all their own way, but I certainly think they'll be up there fighting for it. Yeah, I think it's a good team, and best of luck to him. I hope he does well. Anybody want to say anything else regarding this team?
No, I think the only thing from my point of view is obviously you don't want to see teams disappear, but as retirees come in, I just hope that they stagger rather than all happen at the same time.
Yeah. It'd be terrible if they all went on the same for one game.
I mean, that's why I was so impressed with obviously Beers with the Misfits, the way they went out, and he still made the players what was an amazing achievement. But yeah, I think up thereabouts. It all just depends on if the team's there by the end of it. But we'll have a look. Right, okay. Next team is Order of the Holy Squirrels. Another very lovable, one of the most lovable teams. You know, I'm sure it makes all the Nurgle players sick. Order of, let's see, and obviously of and the are together. What I noticed. Let's see if we can find them.
Tapped in order, and that did it.
There we go. We're all going to die, says Andy. Right, okay. I'll tell you what I've got. I wrote down here. I've got plus points and bad points, so let's have a look. The good points is, well, first of all, I was gonna, yeah, the first thing I was gonna do was tell off the person who MNG'd said Barry Bossa Nova, because he is my favourite Brett, and then I had to go and have a look back, and I was like, that was me. So I can't really tell myself. Well, I can't tell myself off. How dare I do that? Because I do love. I just love the names. Say Barry, but I just like the names. Morty, Cuban Pete, Barry Brassino. I love them.
Cuban Pete's always been my favourite.
Oh yeah.
Cuban Pete.
It reminds me of The Mask. You know when they do that song. I don't know if
exactly,
yeah. Yeah. But a plus point. I'm a big fan of really good leapers. And he's got 2 of those. He's got an Agility 5 leaper and he's got an Agility 4 leaper as well. And I think they'll always keep him in the game. What else did I put about it? Obviously, Bossa Nova missing first game is a big miss. I think he's got 200k of learners in the first game, what puts him up to 1700. So that's is that right? That can't be right. No, he's how many players has he got? He's got 6, so 5, 2, and he'll be 15-10. First game, so he'll be able to get inducement, I suppose. Maybe Griff if he's lucky. The only concern I've got about this team is it is showing its wear and tear. I mean, you've got your blitzers, and I appreciate your blitzers are your go-to guy, but they just look a bit hurt.
It's gonna be a while until he can get a bench, isn't it? Is the thing.
Yeah, and some of these teams he's going to go up against as well. Especially if they get like Abomination Nation, More Shots, Power Hour, and Rednecks early. This could be disaster.
Henry as well. They got some punch in them too.
Yeah, it's a punchy division. So I fear for the Squirrels. I really do. I mean, he's just put Torres Flings killed 4 and broke 1. Yeah, so it was the Flings what did it. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned for them.
Flings.
On the plus point though, Andy's one of the best coaches.
Turkey legs.
Andy's one of the best coaches in the MML, so that they've got that going for them. Obviously, another coach who knows this team very, very well. Obviously, and we've seen this, haven't we? We saw obviously NTB with a busted team. After coaching them for so long, finally get themselves a championship. We saw the Misfits do the same, after so long. So it wouldn't be
an omen, yeah.
Yeah, it could be an omen. So it's I don't know. I think they'll struggle. I'll be honest. As much as I want them to do well, because everybody likes the Squirrels, I think they're in trouble this season, and I fear for them. Hawker, what do you think? Am I being too negative or what?
No, I like the Squirrels, and I've had a soft spot since I commentated on a game against some Dwarfs once with these guys, and you had the core 4 blitzers, and then the bulk of the rest of the team, which have disappeared unfortunately, and most of it. These hit the wrong team at the wrong time, and you kissing goodbye to them. But that said, he's played these teams before and beaten them before, so you know.
With the four blitzers, Brett's anyway, isn't it? The 4 blitzers you've got so many options there, and they'll win or lose games on.
That's where his strength is,
regardless of what everything else is doing.
Them 4 blitzers. Hawker, which player, if you could pick any player out of this team, which one would you be picking?
Morty.
No, that was quick, Morty. V-Power, do you agree?
I do love Cuban Pete, but you got to say Morty because he could just do so much, and having jump up on him as well is so good.
Did you not think it's like a lot of TV though? 270.
It's a huge amount of TV, but if you watch his games, like he just has so many options with them 2 guys jumping and hopping around and passing it to themselves, and be a shame if there's loads of disturbing presence everywhere, but you know what I mean. In general, they just do whatever they want, and it's awesome seeing them when they team up like that, especially when there's the 3 of them going as well with the AG 4 and 5. It gives so many options.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with my heart here. I'm going to go with Sir Barry Bossa Nova. I'll take him. I don't know, I just like him. And he's got show hands, he's my ball carrier, so none of them strip ball shenanigans. He's got sidestep, he's got leader, what I'm not a big fan of, but hey, might as well have it. And he's got blodge, and I just like him. I've always liked that name, and that's who I'll take. I'm going to take Bossa Nova. I don't know if, I'm just thinking what I put down as best matchup here. I think I picked the Oh God, I'm really sorry, Pally. I picked the Salamanders. Now, hear me out here. Hear me out before everyone gets on me. It's got 2 leapers, and one of them leapers is jumping in on a 2+. So against strength 2, strength 3 skinks, that's not good. the end of tackle, and on top of that, he's got 4 Dauntless players.
Yeah,
So against the, so that's why I went with them. What did I do for the West matchup? Oh, I put question mark Rednecks Nation. So I didn't decide. I had the Rednecks because they're just going to go around causing carnage, and I had your team because it's Abomination Nation. They're just nasty. They're just nasty.
Yeah, I think with the biggest plus for the saying, you can argue the Chaos and the Nurgle are kind of similar teams, but the Nurgle have just got the extra thing with a disturbing presence, haven't they? And I think that shuts down a few of the normal options. It doesn't completely shut it down, obviously, but I mean, it shuts it down a little bit. Makes, if a ball is free, it makes that leap in, pick up, and throw out and catch whatever harder than most other teams. You know what I mean? But,
Hawker, what do you think this sort of team will struggle against then? I mean, I know you haven't seen all the teams, but can you see any sort of major weakness?
I think the more bashy sides, to be fair, you're looking at, I don't know if it's necessarily a weakness, but they're lacking the guard. They've only got 2, whereas when these were developed, there was the 4 plus obviously the bonuses.
Could spiral, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get inducements, so that's going to help.
Yeah, inducements can help a bit. They can cover to a certain degree, but they can only do so much.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's a team that can take advantage of a wizard quite well, which is
Oh yes.
whoever gets them first game. The Spills are definitely going to have some options with that.
I mean, Morty's just going to jump in there wherever the ball goes and just pick it up in it and go, yeah, cheers lads, we're off. See you later. I love it. Bear's saying I won't be causing any carnage. High of 2 claw. There's teams in this division with 4. Now 4 claw and 7 mighty blow. I didn't fully check that, but I know there's actually teams in there. But the problem is if you play it right, all these 4 claw pieces are going to be able to hit each turn unless you let them. And when you've got a movement 8 piling on Wolf, who can go where he wants, pick off what he wants, he can surf things and stuff like that, then he's probably the best killer in the division. I think that maybe. I'm going to go with that because apart from obviously he's only agility 1 now, I think when you've got all that speed, he needs strength 4 as well, isn't he? If I remember correctly. I think I think people. I think if apart from obviously the LOS hits, I think if you're letting like 4 mighty blow claw pieces hitting you every turn, then someone's doing something wrong somewhere, because you shouldn't be. But we'll see.
I think someone's doing something right.
Oh, is it strength 3? Is it Bezo? Sorry, mate. It's the other Necro team, and he was strength 4. It's Serious Jest. Anyway, talking about the Rednecks.
Strength 5, isn't
it? Strength 5. What's strength 5? We got strength 5.
I thought there was a strength 5 wolf kicking about.
Oh, there was when Momo had it, but he's left, hasn't he? So we haven't got that now.
Yeah.
God, tell me stuff like that. Anyway, Rednecks are next then. So the champions of the challenge, they've won it twice. They know how to win the challenge. The question is, can they win the big one now? So I'm just going to get them up now, and we'll have a look. 2000 TV. Now, he's in the chat, so this will be good, because what are you cutting to get this white in? Because you're bringing the white in, aren't you, Bearzo? Is it block, guard, and stand firm? I'm hoping he'll let us know.
That bloaty wolf. That's what he's cutting.
Yeah, get rid of Joe Bob, yeah. I think so. That seems like a very offensive name, doesn't it? We'll see what he says, but I'm sure he's bringing another white in. White in and zombie out. Crikey, so yeah.
It's got to be that bashed up zombie, surely.
Number 11.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got 30 gold blood already, hasn't he? So if he's
yeah, but that's going to go when he buys the white, surely. How much is the white?
About 100.
How much is your white, Bezo?
I like to think for like about 110, I think, or 120. I just got 2 levels. But either way,
okay, so it's not a super white.
No,
Number 11 in the legend.
He's keeping it. He's got guard. He wants to keep the guard.
Zombie Nation, is that who's going?
I don't know. Either way, a zombie's going. So yeah, let's see what I wrote for this team. I just put 2 Challenge Cup winners: Sammy Joe, Moving Nan, Might Blow, Wolf is amazing, and obviously you've got the killer Joey Bob who just kills shit. Was really good, and he's got regen. What's he said? Whitey's 130. Yeah, okay, cool. And he's two off another level, so he's done that well. Obviously, great coach, and obviously know him well. Very impressive again in the challenge. He wants us to have a look at Joey's stats. All right, just for you. Let me have a look at Joey's stats. There we go.
It'd be interesting on regen players if it gave the stats on how many deaths they'd regen from. That'd be quite interesting stat, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, man never regen, so I don't even have a look at that.
Yeah, I've heard regen might works sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, he's got he's even scored 5 touchdowns. But yeah, 96 casualties, 78 KOs, 421 injuries, 14 kills. Not bad in 63 matches.
Favourite though, is he? Only 3 MVPs.
Yeah. It's so last year piling on with Might Blow and Claw, isn't it? That's what it is. Everyone does it these days. It's now exciting. But yeah, he's a great player. Hawker, what do you think of this team?
I like it. It's a good necro team is great. I mean, I like Sammy Joe. I think he's got massive potential.
Yeah,
you can one-turn with him with relative ease. Obviously, catching's the issue there. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, he seems to be like the silent sort of wolf, isn't it? Because Joey Bob gets all the plaudits, and Sammy Joe's he's really good. He's got the mighty blow. He's got the claw mighty blow. He's a blodger. He's tackle and his movement down. And people seem to, I don't know if they forget about him or what, but Joey Bob just gets all the good stuff, doesn't it? And it's like I don't know. It's funny how people just forget about him, and he's probably done more for the team than Joey Bob has. Especially on the scoring front, anyway. So, I think they're both very good.
All the attention on Joey Bob and Sammy and the Ninja just skulk away in the background and score.
yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Thorgrim the Killer's a good piece as well. I do like him.
It just gives you gives him that extra guaranteed 2 dice blitz if he needs it.
Yeah.
And then you can put in that guard where he needs it for the wolf to then jump up and do his thing. So
I'm just watching my dog. Pairing. Just watching my dog behind me. He's ripping one of his teddies up. It's only started going into kill mode since we've got the rednecks on, so it's a bit of a concern. Yeah, I mean it's a great team. I mean, is there anything else you want to add, V, about the team, or it just seems balanced, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a team that's gonna. If you haven't got a lot of tackle, it's just gonna be a nightmare team to go up against.
Right.
Probably
so
is your only easy target.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of someone.
Right. Okay. So let's go around. V Power, you're allowed to take one player. Which player are you taking?
As much as I like the Wolves, I'm taking the killer, Thorgrim the Killer, because I just think he's worth his weight in gold. I just think that player is great. And I guess he maybe gets tackle next, but I just like once he gets tackle, he's an absolute superstar. And I know Claw Mighty Blow, Pile on Blow is great, but I think Thorgrim he's kind of a bit of the workforce, and Joey Bob is the what's it called? The diva.
Diva. Hawker, who would you go with? Who pick one?
I like Sammy Joe. He's got it all. He's a scoring machine.
Yeah.
He's got distance on him. He can snipe. He can break from the lines, kill something, and get back behind. And like Berzo was saying, the guard zombies are golden as well.
Yeah.
With the 5 guard, which is more than Necro should have, plus he's bringing in a white. That's going to cause all sorts of
6 guard. That's going to be 6 guard then, isn't it? I mean, I like Joey Bob. He's only G1 now, and I know, yes, he owes piles on usually, but I like Sammy Joe. Movement 9, that's a lot of speed. He's got mighty blow, he's got tackle, he's got blodge. I just think he can do both. Give him the ball and he can score a quick touchdown. You can even 110 with him as well. So, I get Joe Bob, and I know he's the superstar and all that, but agility 1, 260k, or can I have a movement 9 agility 3-piece? I'll take the movement 9 agility 3-piece, no problemo. What do you think is his best matchups? What do you think he's going to chomp on? Because I had down, the Silversons, and obviously, ironically, the Silversons last season, I think it was the first game, they actually ran away from the Necro for the second half. They just went, we know what, we're not even going to stop here. The full team, I think there's 10, 11 players, they all just walked off the pitch sort of thing. They all just ran away. I've never seen that before. So it'd be interesting to see how they match up this time. But they've got quite a lot of their TV is buffed in like strength, like V-Power said earlier. I mean, they do have 3 Mighty Blow Claw, I think, but I can see Joey Bob going around saying, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're surfed, I'll have the ball, that sort of thing. So that's who I picked, so I'm glad I didn't say the Fire Salamanders this time. But I mean, I suppose it's not the best matches. What I want to know from you guys is, what can stop this team? Because at the moment, the Rednecks are getting a lot of love. They've just, there's very impressive in the semi-final against some dwarfs of, I think it was Spawn. They dismantled them. There's very impressive against Cav in the final. They've already been in the pros before. They've done well in the pros. They've got to the playoffs before. But is there any team out in this division or this player pool where he's going to fear, or he's going to go, I really don't want to play them?
I've got there's a bit of a hypocrite double standards opinion, but I think his best and worst matchup is Los Pumas. Because he's got I'll say why it's his best to start off with, because obviously he's got the massive amount of guard, he's got the 3 strength 4, and he's obviously got the claw and mighty blow in there as well, so he's got all he needs to take the humans apart. And obviously the humans have got mighty blow, but there's no claw or anything coming back at him. But then on the flip side, and he's obviously also got the pace to chase down Dirty Smurf and get hold of him. But then on the flip side, if he doesn't get hold of Smurf, then Dave uses Smurf cleverly like he often does, then he might struggle and get one turned on, and it might be a struggle to win. Maybe not his worst matchup, but it might be a struggle to win. So it could kind of go either way, that one. So I think that's interesting.
Bearzo says Rednecks and Pumas have history. Explain to me, Bearzo. You can't just say that and not tell me.
Like you say with the Silver Suns, I mean, you can never clown out a team like the Silver Suns could in 2 turns could just remove a load of players, because he has got some punch. So on paper it's not a good matchup, but he has got some firepower himself. But I think the Pumas one is an interesting matchup both ways.
Do you fancy Abomination Nation against these?
My only hope in that game is he's got a roll for jump up and he's got a roll for foul appearance. So every time he wants to hit with that claw might ball, he's got to not roll 2 1s in a row. So and they're not the kind of rolls you want to be re-rolling. So that's my hope. He's got to roll.
Pray for ones.
He's got to roll for some dice, especially if he wants to pile on.
Hawker, can you if you're against one of these teams, can you see any sort of weakness or anything? How would you go against one of these teams? It seems to have most bases covered, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this has got everything. It's got your pace, it's got tackle, it's got killing skills for the armor, it's got guard, it's got kick. It's almost a complete package. I think this.
We haven't even mentioned the goal, really, either we.
No, and this sort of team, awesome. For me, needs to be careful of the TV that it does have, because something I've found in my experience is when your TV starts hitting the higher echelons, you start giving away those inducements and that a little bit too much, which then means other teams can take advantage, and that can really start to hurt.
Yeah.
That's, in my view, could be its biggest problem.
It's probably going to give away a few wizards. So who does he pick up with when he's got the wizard? The ghoul or a werewolf? Either way, it's probably getting lightning bolted. And if it's the ghoul, that could be your ghoul gone. Do you know what I mean? And then the second half or whatever, you're scratching her out a little bit with AG3 for your ball carrier. So
yeah, I mean the thing I want to add on to this is I know claw gets a lot of it, like, oh well, they've only got so much claw, but Mighty Blow on AV8 is still pretty nasty. I've seen, Mighty Blow shred through AV8, not a problem. I've seen it so many times. I mean, obviously, if Necro was mainly AV9, then fair enough. But the amount of times I've seen AV8 get shredded by Mighty Blow with no claw, it's especially dwarfs. Dwarfs seem to just have fun removing stuff. And they have no claw either, so it's interesting. But like I say, so I have another guard in that, and a lot of the MML teams don't have guard. So this team's gonna have 6, and he's got 2 very good golems. So I like this team. I think it should be thereabouts. I know a lot of people will tip these to win the pros, or at least get out of this division. So good luck to him, and I think that is.
It'd be a thing, wouldn't it? Back to back.
Has it ever been done? If it is, you'd think it would be Gardley, if anyone. But I don't think it's ever been done. Not off the top of my head, anyway. But we'll see. Now, Faisal.
I don't think there's even a team that's won both. Not even back to back. I don't think.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but actually, having said that, did Thunden win CL? No, I don't think he did with Olympus, or did he?
Don't know.
Obviously won the pro, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he won the CL. I think maybe might have been the runner-up. He was a bridesmaid for a long while, wasn't he?
Right then, next team then, Fire Salamanders. So
I haven't seen these for a while. I've played these with my Vamps, but not with the Nation.
Yeah, I've played these twice, I think. Yes, I have played these twice. Yes, the playoffs and
Fireflies, Fireballers. Where are they?
It's Fire Salamanders all in one. It's all in one. There's no space. If not, if you got my Twitch, you'll see on there. I've got them on there as well, but there is no space. Bears are saying there's 3 ex-Dana Rock players in there as well. I think Komodo's one of them. Maybe Punisher and Savage.
Come back to haunt him with it. His ex-players.
Yeah, because they're playing. Yeah. Joe Bob's just been killed by Punisher.
I'll have to look on your Twitch. I can't find them on there. So.
Okay. I mean, Pally was, if I remember correctly, my memory's never that good, but I'm sure he was in your division in Challenge, and he topped the division, I want to say. And he, I think his only loss was a close loss to 1-0 or something like that.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. He topped the I have played him in a Nation. Yeah, I was doing the Challenge. He topped the division.
Yeah.
And the Nation were the only team to beat them. Yeah, that's right. That's what he played.
Yeah. Very good coach. Unfortunately, when I played him twice, my Cowboys just didn't like Saurus, and he had no chance. They just, when you just roll great dice and there's nothing the other team can do. But he's got that number 16, Uwe. I'll probably made his name there, but obviously in agility 5, strength 3, skink. Ironically, I was talking to someone, I think it was yesterday, who was saying to me, Benny, is agility 5 too much on skink? And I was like, yeah. I would have gone with agility 4 because I'm not going to throw it. If I'm throwing it, I'm in trouble. And agility 4 gives you everything, in my opinion. I'm not going to leap with him. So that was an interesting conversation. But I know a lot of people will not turn down agility 5 because it's agility 5. Obviously, a good player.
I think it's the picking up in the tackle zone, isn't it, for me?
That's
the AG5 gives you stunty and you've got high chance of getting in there and getting out. So.
Yeah, I mean, all of his skinks are really good. You know, they're all, got sidestep or blodge. He's got 3 blodge skinks. Sorry, 2 blodge skinks.
Do you not think there's too much TV, mate? I know a lot of coaches don't want to have too much TV. For me, there seems to be a lot of TV on the skinks, and maybe you
I
probably
agree.
afford some of that TV onto the Saurus, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot, isn't it?
It's pretty well equipped, saying that. It has still got 3 break tackle, 3 guard, a couple of mighty blow tackles, so they have got the tools.
I mean, to be fair to him, I mean, he has lost quite a few Saurus as well, so that's not helped him, and I think he's done quite well to recover from that. I mean, obviously, he'd have loved his crux go to a block. That'd be nice. He's 3 points off, so hopefully maybe he'll roll a double next. Obviously, Ui's a very good player, but obviously he's got Helmet and Marco can take over the duties if something bad happens to Ui. I think that they're quite well balanced in the skinks. Although I agree with you, that's a lot of TV in there. But you could just have one of those days where you lose 2 or 3 of them, and you'll be glad to have the depth in there. So yeah, it's not a bad team. Hawker,
a lot of dive and tackle as well.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm just thinking about the teams that's going to affect.
So if they haven't got
looking at the humans and maybe even the necro with the ghoul and stuff. Get them tagged up with dive and tackle sidestep, and they could have a nightmare.
But the problem is though, is when you have these dive and tackle sidesteppers and the skinks and they got stunning and all that, and you park them next to somebody, eventually they're just going to break, and that would be my concern.
It's knowing when to do that, isn't it? Because if you you're not going to be parking them there all game, but it's knowing when that turns arrives that right now is make or break, and you fling everyone in to keep the score out. As long as you're not doing it willy nilly, which I don't think he does.
No. Hawker, what do you think of this team, Hawks?
I love lizards, but I think like you say, the TV that's on the skinks is arguably too much. The 2 skills, and I appreciate that. You need blodgers are great for potentially ball sacking or last minute, I need to blitz this player, and the skinks, especially with blodge, is great for that. But the Saurus, to me, just seemed lacking for a team at 2K TV.
Yeah, I've got it down as high TV. I agree with that.
You've got, including the Crocs, 7 guys at strength 4, and only 4 guard. Where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
I suppose the thing is he's strength 4 already, so I suppose. I mean, obviously,
with claws, because he won't care.
Yeah, he won't. You're right.
And it's the guard that's going to protect him, and you and I both know it's the claw that's going to ruin this team.
Yeah,
and it inevitably does. Otherwise, they'd be amazing. The way to protect them has got to be guard.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent. The problem is he keeps losing Saurus, and he's basically building him up with transfers from Danarok mainly. Killsy he's from Champion Ladder, and all he plays is Lizard, so that's all he plays. Doesn't play any of the race, and he's thinking as well too much skink blow and agility 5 is not too keen on that either.
Did he not have Leatherface? Did Leatherface die?
Possibly, may have gone bad. I don't think I can get blamed for that one. I don't think I got rid of that one. I have killed a few of his players and injured them, but I don't think that was one I did.
I think you've said that on every team so far.
Have I? Sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's a good team. I'm just triggered that Ged hasn't got block. Get block next, you goddammit, get block. TV's high though for what it is. I think that's me only.
Yeah,
2000's a lot, and we've seen some of these teams what are going to be around about the 1750, or especially early on, and a wizard as well, or maybe order the whole of squirrels with all them leapers and all that, and then he's going to have inducements on top. Is going to be tricky. I think it looks a nice team, and he's building it well. He's trying to get the Saurus back up and running, but the problem is he keeps losing them mainly to Claw.
His biggest problem, really, in terms of going forward in the MML, is he can't build anymore because he's got no TV to build anymore. So he's going to have to start freeing up bloke from somewhere, because he's going to want to build more Nosauruses, which he can do through the season if they survive. But somewhere at some point he's going to have to get some TV to another 2 or 3 skills, and he's done. He's maxed out. So
well, I mean, he's got 12 players, and like obviously Hawker was saying as well, and obviously you've said, is that obviously if you cut some of these skinks, and I'm sure some of these skinks will be broken by the end of the season anyway, but if they didn't, you know, he can get rid. There is maneuverability there, what he can get rid of, because obviously getting rid of number 13, number 14.
Those skinks to me are very familiar, so he's not lost.
Yeah,
he's not lost any in a couple of seasons. So
yeah,
Marco, Helmut, and you were all definitely there when I played him a couple of seasons.
The problem is now though the Rednecks are here, and we know how much of a kill team they are. So they're probably going to chomp through all them skinks. Joe probably will have a field day with them. I like I said, I mean, obviously he's lucky that Bezo's been supplying with some good quality. Anybody, if I don't know if Pally's in the stream, he was earlier, he might have popped off now, but does anyone know what happened to Leatherface? Because I don't think he'd have just sacked him, and I can't remember him actually getting broken. So if anybody knows what happened to Leatherface, please tell me, because I have no idea. But he was definitely on this team, V, if you have to pick one player, which player are you taking out of this team?
I'd go with Savage. No, Punisher. Take the Punisher, because he got a break tackle source is what it's all about. Like, I love seeing playing lizards when they haven't got any break tackle. So I take Savage as the player. Punisher as the player, because he's got everything he needs basically, apart from guard. But he's a playmaker. You know, the others want guard to make him do his thing. So yeah, block tackle. Block, mighty blow, tackle, dodge to keep him safe, and the break tackle there so he can actually do stuff and not just get tagged on a zombie all game. So yeah.
Hawker, which one would you take?
Well, I like I say, the break tackle source is always nice, because especially when you get a pair of them, because it's not just about you break tackling, oddly enough, and it sounds bizarre. It's if you've got a pair of the pair of break tackle means that the opponent coach needs to be thinking, he's got break tackle there, I need to make sure this screen, I need to put an extra player in here, I need to do this, I need to do that, to stop him even having the option of using. You sling one of those down the side and you can't just put a screen up anymore. You can't just tag him to take him out. All of a sudden you have to deal with the issue. So those pair are great. And someone was asking in the chat about why strength 3 on the skink. To me, these hate playing elves and lizard wood elves and things like that. That means the war dancer's only getting a 1 dice hit. That means that the Bretts with their leaping shenanigans are only getting a 1 dice hit rather than a 2 dice hit. You know, so that's got massive value long term. I think the AG5 is over the top, unless you got a good sack. But who's doing that sack?
Yeah, that is a good point. Who's doing the sack? The other thing as well, you could turn around and say, I mean, I don't have a problem taking the strength up, but people will say, well, you know what? If you've got enough guard around your Sauruses, they should be able to get the guard in there. What will make it obviously, you know, a lot safer for the skink. You know, I just think agility 5, agility 4, yeah, definitely. And I just think that agility, extra agility, could have been sprint. So his sprint, sure feet. You know, then 3 points later gets hard if he didn't roll a double. I just think it'd have been a lot more deadly. You may well find
that with the strength 3, that guy could be used. Right, I need to make the blitz. Now's the time. He goes in, knocks it loose, and he's picking up in the tackle zone, and gets to wherever he needs to be, where the rest of the team can. You know, it could be something like that. I mean, it's very subjective.
Yeah.
Because
but who would you?
Obviously... Go on.
Sorry, I just want to say, who would you pick though? If you were to pick one of these players, Hawk, who would you pick?
I think it'd need to be Savage or Punisher. To me, they're very nice.
Yeah.
No, change that. Komodo.
Oh, Komodo, really? It's just a
Bit of stand firm.
Yeah, stand firm guard with block. To me, that's where they should be going first. It's great to have killers and the flare, but I guarantee that guy there is going to be giving him the what he needs where he needs it.
Yeah, stand firm is annoying. Strength 4 stand firm is very annoying.
Stick to 3 of those on the front line, and any opponent's going to have an issue.
Yeah. I do like Ui. I really like Ui, but skinks squash a lot, don't they? So, but then I'm looking at Punish and Savage, and they're very hard because I love Frenzy on Osaurus because it gives me so many surfing opportunities. But then you've got a Blodge, Break Tackling, the Punisher. Oh god, they're both good. I'd probably take the Punisher because I think he's got more chance of surviving a bit longer because he's got Blodge and he's more reliable. And obviously I can cage dive as well with dodge built in, so I'll take the Punisher in this one. Worst matchups I've already put down as the Squirrels. I think the Squirrels will be a nightmare for them with all the leap and stuff like that. I also think more shots is power hour. Anything with leap I think is going to be a problem for this team.
The defend can be so annoying as well for a team like this because you can just get, depending on how it's all set up, but the Saurus are going to get less blocks in than they'd normally would and all that. So.
Yeah, I like this team. And I like Pally. He's one of those coaches who was improving all the time, and he's just getting better and better and better. And he was very, like we can say this about a lot of coaches, but he was quite unlucky in some of his games last season, where if things had gone another way, he would have been fine for the playoffs again. My fear here is the claw in this division because I don't care if it's 4 or 2. I mean, you've got Joey Bob,
Necro kill teams and that.
You've got the Abomination. What got I think 4 claw mighty blow. You've got more shots. I think they've got 3 or 4. You've got Joey Bob who just kills everything, and he's got Palin as well. And he nothing's safe on that guy. And then he's got another mighty blow claw wolf as well. You've got the Suns. They've got 3 claw off the top of my head. And even Mighty Blow is dangerous, especially to the skinks. So
Pumas have still got a fair Mighty Blow.
Pumas are nasty. So that's my concern. What's going to be left of this team? It's a nice team, and obviously the Bengal Farmers as well. They're oh god. I like this team, and I just hope that it has a bit more luck because he's not had much luck keeping a lot of these Saurus alive. Like you said, the Skinks seem to be fine, and Ged seems to be fine, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But anyway, that is the 5 Salamanders. I wish them all the best. He's a lovable guy. I love him to bits, and I hope his team does him proud. And obviously,
I think these are going to struggle most against the Bretonnians.
Bretonnians, okay.
The Bretonnians, because the strength advantage they've got, the Dauntless counters, and I've seen it done. It can be horrendous. The Skinks are not going to be able to keep safe from those blitzers because they're leaping and jumping all over the place doing whatever they want. So they've got to not only deal with anything a Wood Elf can give them, but they've got to also deal with anything that an Orc or a Bash side can give them, which Lizards can struggle with because tend to outguard them and outstrength them come that time. I know they've got all these strength guys, but they don't have all the skills that the Orcs would then have, or and I think those two factors together could cause them a problem.
Yeah. I mean that's it. I mean, why was you saying Khemri? Because of the strength?
Mainly I think a standard normal Khemri team, Lizards don't fear too much. But from what I need to check Geo's team. I haven't seen it recently, but from what I can remember from Geo's team, he's got enough guard that the Saurus are just gonna have a nightmare. The Khemri have got a great ball handler, and he's got great tackle blitzers. So the Khemri could be a real handful in a sort of toe-to-toe battle. The Lizards won't get it. They're not used to being outstrengthed, kind of thing.
That's a fair point. Right, so they are the 4 teams in the Wasteland Athletic Conference. So, going on my sons here, what do you want?
Do you know that massive monster on Pokemon? Did you defeat it?
No, it died.
Oh, that Pokemon.
Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Right, okay.
So he's just talking about the Khemri, but the only thing I'll say about this is a slightly different Khemri team because he's got a... is he AG4, Strength 4, like tackle throw rise and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, it's got some decent players. We'll have a look at them in a minute.
It's a very different Khemri team. So the normal downfalls of Khemri, like ball handling, old Mortal Kombat, his name is the ball carrier, is he kind of gets rid of those woes. So
right.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the WAC. Now we're going to go to the Wicked Forest Conference. your conference. And ironically, the first team we're going to have a look at is Abomination Nation. So again, another former MML champions. So let's have a look at this Liverpool team. I know Bezo loves your team, so I'm sure he'll have something to say. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not going to find it. Bomb and M4V should be able to find it here. There we go. Right then, the Abomination Nation, season 11 champions or season 10 champs, Balak, season 10 champs. So you brought in a new signing. So we'll start with that. Skunk and Nancy. He is from. Is it the Weeping Widowmakers London's team?
The Widowmakers, fellow horseman. Obviously, Annecy didn't want to go into retirement, so ironically, coincidentally, we'd lost a Nurgle warrior towards the back end of the season. So welcome to the team, Skunk.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the beast got killed by a foul, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It was a shame. He was obviously AB8 and he was showing his wear and tear. He was still an amazing Beast of Nurgle, but obviously he did free up a chunk of TV cap anyway, didn't it? I guess
as well with the battle against the TV, I would have probably had to got rid of the Beast anyway, because it was like 240, 260, something like that. So it was a massive lump of TV. So and I was starting to struggle, and giving away so many inducements, like I said earlier, it starts to wear a bit thin. So so this is where we are now.
Yeah, obviously you got 4 guard in there. What's good? I know you like your guard. Obviously, you got a lot more firepower now. 4. I mean, there's no pom on their kills. I said no, there isn't. But that's still a decent amount of firepower. I suppose it's good in a way because obviously number 6 is AV7, so you're always concerned something will happen to him. So there is that. But obviously, Cardell, Howie is still rocking it. He's just an abomination. And he's obviously on the right team. Hawker, what do you think of this team?
Yeah, I like it. I like the Warriors. What stands out to me is your 2-3-4 is block then guard before anything else, before any messing about, because that wins games. I know there's a lot of coaches online, and it blows my mind that they go down the Mighty Blow Claw route first. They think it speeds up development. It don't. It loses you team players. It loses you games. It's statistically on a bit of paper it speeds things up, but guard wins games and keeps them alive, and I like that. That works for me.
Yeah, I just rely on throwing rotters in front and say sorry, rotter. then you went over and you're like, crap, now what? It's a fair point. Obviously, guard. It's one of those skills where I always look at guard and think it's not very sexy, but freaking hell, you definitely want it. You really, if you've got plenty of guard, you love it when you're on the pitch. And obviously, when I play dwarfs, guard usually comes before Mighty Blow. It's like get all that guard on, get that lovely guard. Everyone likes it.
Mighty Blow's a fickle skill, isn't it? You're relying on adding ones to a dice roll. Yeah. That you could get 8 when they're on an 9. So it's a fickle skill. And the same claw less so, but then even then, if you're playing armor 8, which is most teams, claw is a bit like Mighty Blow, just poor man's version. Obviously, the combination together is nice. Don't get me wrong. Against dwarves and armor 9, it excels. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but guard wins games.
Yeah. I think
just wanted to address that quickly in the chat. Dustin was saying about the no piling on the festival, but basically the way this team has ended up being built is kind of disjointed, because he was an original player, and in the early days I was playing a lot of rats, a lot of wood elves. I just seemed to be in very high AG teams, so I went with the tackle first and also the tail, just to try and control that. And previously I did have another guy that was going to be the killer, who has obviously died. So it's just the way the team has developed. I've then not had anyone to make a killer with piling on, and also with Nurgle. I've tried to kind of go with the. I mean, I had previously gone with the block guard, stay on firm route. That I'd literally wanted 3 block guard, stand firm warriors, but and to go the whole control route. But with deaths and stuff, it doesn't always go the way you want it. So, that's the only reason he's saying about no pile. And I also not a massive fan of piling on slow teams. So
that's a fair point. Number 7's getting a lot of love. I can't pronounce that name. Like Cosadai or something. He's getting a lot of love in chat.
Like a side, I always call him.
That's the fella. That's the fella.
But yeah, he's a beaut.
Yeah. Hawker, if you had to pick a player, which player are you picking?
Yeah, number 7 ticks all my boxes.
Yeah.
Whilst the rest of the team can do what they've got to do, obviously he's the glory boy, but the extra
Cardell was the glory boy.
Say again?
Said Cardell is the glory boy, without a doubt. Who else has 110 SPP rotter? Come on.
Well, yeah, he's an odd one because he's just due to die soon, isn't he? And there's nothing you can do about it.
I think they say that about him every season. That's the problem. He's still there.
He just keeps going.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah, he's just.
If he rolls another double, he'll get piling on just for bursting wood. Just to have a claw mighty blow piling on rotter.
That'd be awesome. I think I will. As much as I like Cardell, I just know if he was in my team, he'd probably die first game. So, number 7, yeah, I'd take number 7. Yes, that is Bernie not taking a non-kill piece.
And to be fair, he also won me the bowl game at the end of last season because I just dodged 3 dodges through a screen, all on a 2+.
Nice.
Powering the ball carrier and then picking it up. So
nice.
Yeah, it was. He does win games without a doubt.
This is a very nice player indeed. Very nice.
It is a lot of TV on a guy that just picks up the ball and then just does nothing but walk it up the pitch half of the time. But now and again, he does magic stuff like that. So yeah.
What do you think is your best matchup then, V? What is there anything you're really looking forward to playing against, or you think, we've got a good chance against them?
I don't think there's any in this division I'm looking forward to playing against. There's a little bit of a grudge match with the Khemri and the Bengal Seekers, but just because we've played in the last couple of seasons, he also scuppered my playoff chances.
He did.
With end of last game of the season defeat. So yeah, and I know he'd love to kill Cardell as well, and he's has stated that many times. So there's a little grudge match for a bit of fluff. In terms of actual playing against, probably Silver Suns, just because they're underdeveloped, or. As a first game, I wouldn't mind getting the Squirrels too much because they're a little bit under strength. But I wouldn't like to play them a bit further down the line when they've got all 4 blitzers singing and dancing. But probably Silver Suns overall. Worst matchup. Possibly the Necro, just because for that game is going to outguard me. I know I've got the strength 4, but he's also got a lot of strength 4. He's going to outguard me.
Yeah.
I haven't got the Beast, who would have been handy in that game with another guard and stand firm. So that's probably my worst matchup. And then obviously he completely outpaces me as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Bastian Woods in chat saying he thinks the Lizards, because obviously the Might Blow Claw connection.
Yeah, Lizards as well. Sorry, yeah.
And he's also saying as well you'd get inducements. So you could get a wizard as well. So
what am I on? I'd be just about getting inducements. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be on 1820. He's on 2000. That's 180. That's a wizard.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Hawk, what do you think? If this was your team, what would you fancy playing against? What do you think you'd do well against?
I think he's going to enjoy the Lizards. He's almost matching them for guard. I think they had 4, was it?
Yep. 4. So it's 4 aside.
4 aside. So he's matching them for guard. They're going to lack the manoeuvrability. Yeah, he's got the 2 break tackle, which I did highlight is great. But he's got the 2 killers that can move. He's going to cause problems for those if they're not careful.
And obviously that inducements will help as well. That 80k inducements, that's beautiful. What do you think is his worst matchup? I mean, obviously, V's not looking forward to the Necro. Are you on the same thinking of that, or do you think there's something?
I think the Necro just
willpower, willpower power hour as well. Obviously, they've got a hell of a lot of punch to come back with.
Yeah, saves firepower.
The Necro are just going to cause problems for anybody, I think. If you're not careful, because they've got the pace, they matched him almost for guard. It's just problems all over.
Yeah, I mean, what do you two think of Bears? Because Bears was in chat going, no, not interested.
I think Bears a great guy. I like him.
He's like, you know, he's must have taken Serious Jester's underdog book, what I obviously pinched as well, because he's like, no, I'm not having it. The other team's going to win it. I ain't. Just like he did in the challenge when he won that. Try to just deflect everything. You know, I've only got the 2 claw. He forgets to mention that Jerry Bob's an absolute monster.
What was Bezos TV again? See at 2,000 mark.
He will be round there, yes, because he's going to have to sack a zombie to bring in his. He's carrying 30 gold bloat as well. And
I can probably afford.
You probably get a wizard against him, maybe.
With, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get them, definitely. So it'd be interesting to see what happens, but Abomination Nation looking very good. Obviously they got the ball carrier. The concern, obviously, if the ball carrier does get, I don't know, injured or zapped or whatever you're against, there isn't. You very similar to the Cowboys. It's like, right, who's taking the ball then, lads? So our ball carrier's gone. Who's taking it? You know, I think Cardell will probably just go.
The other blotch guy is the plan for secondary ball carrier, but it just. Doesn't really do a lot apart from form a screen, so he's not getting much SPP or anything. So, yeah.
But I think, like I said, I think again, former champions. Obviously, the coach, very good coach. Obviously, as we already know, you know what you're doing with these. Former champion as well, so I can see them definitely being thereabouts, especially if regen works. What would be nice. Let's go on to the lovable Geos, the Bengal Pharaohs, then, who obviously cost the Abomination Nation a chance of the playoffs last season, and we get to see that lovely agility 4-piece as well, don't we? So that should be fun. So I'll just get that up here. Geo, see if I can find him. There they are. 18 NAND TV. Here we go. Right, let's have a look. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's got 110k in the bank as well. He's rich. I'm jealous. Most people are poor. I mean, obviously both the throwers are amazing. Agility 4, Agility 3, leader, accurate. You know, both got Shorons, obviously. Blodge. I love them.
I was saying that they'd be tough for the lizards because he's got players that can dodge out and hit skinks with that Kemri normally wouldn't have, and he's actually not got as much skulls as I thought he might add. He's got
got 4, hasn't he?
Rookie Tomb Guardian now. But yeah.
I mean,
and then his killer's got Dauntless as well, so just in case he hasn't got any guard in place, he can still hit us.
What's smart? I mean, the major negative had, and it was that number 1 is a Manus down, AV8, so it's not as he's strength 5, but obviously I never like to see AV down. And then Billy Mick, who's his killer, he's AV down, and he's a pilot on as well, so that obviously people will be more likely to foul it as well because he's AV down. That was the main concern I had with the team. Obviously, you know, Decay, I hate Decay. I don't believe Tungani should have it. I think it's such a big nerf. They could have done something else to try and balance it out. He's got 3 break tackle, 3 mighty blow as well on them as well, so they're all manoeuvrable. They all can like cage dive as well. He's got grab on there to chain push and get fouls on as well. I also mentioned there's no DP on here as well. I think you've got to have a DP in teams like this. Maybe he lost it, or maybe I'm sure he fouls. I'm sure he just likes to have a foul. He's got his kicker as well. What's interesting. And obviously Skeletor, agility 3 blitz as well. So these guys can at least hold the ball. You know, what's pretty good. And obviously I like the name of number 4 Ferreira Rocha. You know, it looks pretty good. Hawker, what do you think of the team?
I like this team. I played them way back when the Devils were young. And he wrote them into Fluff, chasing some Bangle, which he'll never get his hands on because they've retired. Maybe my Chaos Dwarves have him, I don't know. But the coach themselves he's very solid with his positional play, which is key to Camry. Like you say, the guy with the armor bust is a bit of an upset but he should be able to keep him relatively safe, providing he positions well. That rookie needs to get going quick. He really does. I would consider, it'd have to be guard on that so that he can support, Squirrel. But yeah, I like this team. I've got a lot of time for it. The only thing with Khemri though is, like you say, apart from the agility low, they've also got low armor, which people miss. Their armor's 7 in the majority.
Start picking on those. Are the hardest players on the planet to remove. Their thick skull gives them like +5, I'm sure.
V, what do you think of this team?
It's a great team. They're what can you say? It's like you look at it. I've got a feeling maybe his throw roll was missed next game in our last game, because I was like, right, if I can get rid of Mortal Kombat, then I've got a chance. Because then the Khemri are really struggling. But yeah, it's a great team, and Gio's awesome to play. He'll always mic up, and it's always a good fun game chatting with him. Good solid team. Got a lot of options that Khemri don't normally have, so that's the big thing.
Yeah. And V, if you're taking one player, which player are you taking?
Well, it's got to be Mortal Kombat, hasn't it? I've played him, seen him play. He's just immense and an absolute pain in the ass.
Hawkeye, do you agree, or?
Yeah, he gives Khemri a dimension that they don't have and they shouldn't have. Having an elf essentially on the team, he's slow, but let's be honest, if he goes any faster, he's leaving the rest of the team behind anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
He's giving Khemri a dimension that they don't normally have, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's Khemri, normally they're a bit of a one-trick pony, and you can kind of plan your game around just slowing them down so they can't do anything apart from like a desperate potato, and then you just whack the potato. But with this you've got really kind of extra things to think about.
Yeah, fair dues. Yeah, I would go with Mortal Kombat as well. No brainer. Agility 4, and he's got kick off return as well. It's nice. I think, like I said, they'll be there or thereabouts. Good matchups for them. I mean, we mentioned like the lizards and that. Can you see anything else? Where they do all right against? Because we've got what we got. We've got. Oh god, just have a look now. I mean, could these go toe to toe with the Rednecks? V Power.
I was just thinking that. I was literally just thinking. I think if he. It comes down to a little bit of the positioning, and he's got a few skeletons there that aren't going to get piled on. So if you can make them his only viable options to hit, he's only going to get one hit. He's not going to get the pile on, and the other ones, try and get them frenzy traps in for the wolf, and then counter blitz with Billy Mick. So I think he's. Arguably, without having to rely on removing players, he's probably one of the teams that have got a better shot against the Rednecks. I feel like I think like myself and the other Chaos teams are probably going to be looking at a removals game, and that's going to be our ticket out there. Whereas I think he can kind of go toe to toe a little bit more and not have to rely on that as much. He can almost cleverly out position and whatnot. So but as I was saying, they cause him all sorts of trouble as well. So
it's going to be hard, isn't it? Because I always thought it was strength 4 for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. Obviously it's strength 3, so it's going to be hard for him to get a clean shot on these Tomb Guardians. Do you think maybe even if you put Guardian there, he's probably going to get a 1 die if the Tomb Guardian's positioned right?
It's how brave do you want to be? Are you willing to throw some red dice on them Tomb Guardians to try and get rid of them? Because it can be magic, or it can open up a can of worms. So,
Hawker, we're just talking about the Bengal Pharaohs against the Rednecks. Just debating whether the Pharaohs would be a good match, would cause the Rednecks trouble with the high strength.
I think, it's position those Tomb Guardians right and get them tight where they need to be, not allow him 2 dice, or even 1 dice on the Tomb Guardians, but 2 dice. 1 dice is risky, as you know. Yeah. And then, yes, they can cause them massive problems. They'll be able to slow their advance down. And just say, no, you're not going anywhere. A bit of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings,
You shall not pass.
But if you don't get that bit right, then there's going to be problems. And that comes down to, again, his positional play and what can he do to cause problems to, you know.
That's what I was saying about sticking a zombie on them, but the only thing with this is like the two top Tomb Guardians are built so nice. Like, you put a zombie on them, but they've got grab, which can be really good for getting rid of players that are stuck on you, because you can just swing around to someone else and they may not come off or whatever. Or they got three of them have got break tackle anyway, so I don't care if there's a zombie there.
See you later, zombie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good team, isn't it? But anyway, I think they'll do well. Right, the next team, I've got to try and learn not to get suckered in by this team, because every time, every season, I say the same old stuff, and I just know I'm going to say the same old stuff this time, and I'm going to get suckered into it again. But it is the one and only, the legendary Los Pumas, and I'm blaming Juan Jaro for everything. God bless Larry. I love Larry. So let's go to Los Pumas, if I can get on them. Well, it should come up quite easily. I love Los Pumas. I get suckered to them every time. I know I do. First things first, Lazy Smurf is getting old. He's 12 now. 12 years. He could be retiring this season. Another big player retiring, and he is the heartbeat of the team. Juan Jaro was brought in to be the next superstar, and you know, I'm not sure if Lazy Smurf will retire before the fans kill Juan Jaro, because, you know, he needs a good season this season. You know, he's a bit of a, I don't think he's a fan's favourite, I think it's fair to say. Team wise though, it's built beautifully, and I've got a soft spot for Larry. I think he's a great guy. There's not really much holes in this team. It's well balanced. V, tell me it's not. Tell me not to get suckered into this. What do you think of this team?
Yeah, it's a great team, and the history around it alone in the MML is awesome. But yeah, I mean, the Blitzers, they all do what they need to do. Mighty Blow, guard. You've got one with a strength and one with agility. The agility on a Blitzer is amazing. I think it's the best thing you can get for a human team. Well, apart from a magical one-turner, but you know what I mean. It makes them awesome. The thrower's brilliant. Paul Merson, the skilled-up lineman, is like the Terminator. You just cannot get rid of that guy. Like, he uses him as fodder, and you just cannot get rid of him, I swear. He just keeps coming back. Yeah, it's a great team. And you know, it's a great team if you took Lazy Smurf out of that team. So with Lazy Smurf in it as well, it's awesome. And high TV again.
Yes, a big concern.
Is the big one, but we are in a pool that is pretty high TV anyway, so it's not going to sting him quite as much as sometimes you end up in a season where everyone's kind of 1800, and then it would have been, if he was in that, it would really hurt him. But it's awesome.
Andy's saying the squirrels are the reason why he's AV6 on Lazy Smurf. He's a superstar. To me, this season, it's all about Juan Jaro. What are we gonna get from him? You know, are we gonna get the real deal? If we get the real deal and he's a superstar, I think these are gonna go close, and this also might surprise a few people. I say this every season. I know I shouldn't, but I really fancy them.
Click on Lazy Smurf's injury.
Oh man, yeah. This is just stupid. This is how he's still. Let's go to here. So these are his injuries. Fractured skull, smashed collarbone, fractured skull. I can fracture it twice. That's impressive. Damaged back. He hasn't
got a skull left. He's just got a floppy scalp.
Sticky tape together. But oh man, he's a serious player. Only 130 touchdowns. You know, hey, no problem. 4,444 yards running. 62 yards passing as well, and he's inflicted 2 crowd surfs. Good on him. 100 matches played, 13 MVPs, you know, and he's caught 82 passes as well. So good old. He's a legend of the game, and Juan Jaro, you need to start going to them sort of numbers, because you're his pretender to the throne, I think. Alex Maniger as well, I like him. Movement 7, agility 4, blodge thrower. Beautiful. I like him quite a lot. And obviously he should, him and Juan and Laser should have that sort of chemistry. And if that fails, just toss it to Larry and he'll screw TD anyway, so don't worry. Hawkeye, anything you want to say about this team?
Yeah, this team I've looked at over the couple of seasons, and like I agree with you. You look at them, you think they're beaten up, they're broken. You know, there's no coming back from this, and there you are. You've got a team that's coming back from it. And Mr. C, for me, like you say, the agility plus on a blitz is absolutely golden. How can you be upset by that? Is number 2, if you like, the strength 4 dude. Again, that allows him to be blitzing on his own without assists, which means you can stay tight where you need to. Yeah, there's so many key players. The thrower, again, he throws and moves like a wood elf thrower does, which is golden. The number 13, Lazy Smurf's been around forever. He's going to keep doing that job until he retires.
Or dies on GFI.
Yeah, you know, the team
I think it's how he'd want to go.
Yeah, on the field. On the field.
On a tripwire for a one-turner.
And teach him. Yeah, they're a great team. They're a great team. They've been around forever. They deserve to keep plodding. Write them off at your peril.
Yeah, I love all these old teams. I really do, because they're just magical out there when you see these. They've been playing for a long time, and obviously they have won a championship. But it's like I said earlier, you know, we've had obviously the Misfits win one, we've seen NTB's Redemption Ocean win one. These are all very old franchises. Could it be Los Pumas' year to win himself another title? And that would be a really good way for Liz Smith to go out. Hawker, which player are you picking from this team? If you could pick one, which player are you taking?
I think Mr. C. I think he's going to be the catalyst around everything he does. You're going to get your scoring players, you're going to get your ball carrier, but everything's going to be channeled through that guy and how he performs. Take him out, and I think you take out a massive part of his offensive arsenal and defensive arsenal.
V?
Paul Merson, just because he's an absolute nightmare, just because of my history with him and just his pure resilience and refusal to die. He's just because he's a favourite player of mine, that's all.
Yeah, I'm tempted to take Larry because I have a lot of love for Larry. You know, I feel like, you know, he's that guy.
The guy proved himself to the nation's fans. He did. Was it the first game of the season?
We did. It might be in the second, because I think you played in the first game of the season. It was early.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun game to thingy. The guy I would. Sorry, go on, Hawker.
I was going to say, this surprised me. I thought you'd go with Juan because it's his season to perform.
Well, I haven't picked yet, and you've just bloody thing. I am taking Juan Jarro because I get to scream at him and blame him for everything. You lost, blame him. But he scored 3 touchdowns. I don't care. He should have scored 4. I would take Juan Jarro just because I have a fond likeness of him. He's an announcer's dream, because you've got this really, on paper, amazing guy, and he just messed up so badly. And you know, just to announce it, it's fun. And I would want to be that guy to take him and say, look, I'm going to turn this guy into the next Laser Smith. Or I'm going to take this guy into he's going to be a legend player. Oh, I'm just going to fire him. You know, he'd be one of those guys. I think if he really upset me, I would put him like against, I don't know, I'd just make him go, right, okay, you go and sit next to Joey Bob. You base up Joey Bob. Go and die. Go on. You know, that'll teach you for dropping the ball. No, I'd take Juan Jarro. I just think he's fun. I mean, with a serious head on, I'd probably take Mr. C. I think he does everything. But I love Larry, and I love to hate Juan Jarro. So you know, I'd probably go Juan because I like the name. How can you not like Juan Jarro? So yeah, I would go with that. Is there any team you think this team would struggle against? Is there any of these teams you think, oh god, you know that that could be the curtains for the poor old humans? Is there any team what we really think they'd struggle against?
I think anybody that hits hard can cause these guys a problem. But all the time you've got that one turner, and you know the way it's built up. You're looking at, what is it, 5 guard there so far. And there's another guard due in hopefully 3 points turn for Dougal. So, that all the time they've got those key players, they'll do fine, I think. The one turner means they shouldn't lose games. It should be draws unless they get removed from the pitch. So, yeah, I can't see there being a massive issue on paper per se.
Yeah. I when I was looking for bad matchups, I wrote down Abomination Nation. Anything physical, I thought was going to be a problem for them. Rednecks as well with the two very speedy wolves. But then I thought a lot of the Necro AV8, I know they've got regen, but he might be able to chisel away at that with his mighty blow. So I was thinking like Abomination Nation was a team I thought they may struggle against. They've got a lot of firepower and they've got enough speed to at least try and do something. And obviously they've got some guard as well. So yeah, that's what I went for. Best matchups. I think this team will run the rings round the Silversons, and I just think they'll just they'll just kill them. I think they'll win 2-3-1.
There's just the sheer amount of skills when humans are quite efficient when it comes to skilling up. Like you look at this 200 odd, 2000 TV team, they got everything, and then you look at Silver Suns and they're only. I think they're still 1800. I mean, gap, but like in terms of skill gap, it's like whoa.
It's a huge skill. I mean, we'll come to Silverson soon, and obviously the guy's got a very, very good record, and he got some good results. So the guy can play. It's just when we look at the team in a minute, and people understand what we mean.
It's just a newer team, isn't it? That's
and
it's still building to this point, and these have been around 20 seasons. So
yeah, absolutely.
Have more skills.
Yeah. But yeah, I like to say, I lost Pumas, I love them. I've got a soft spot for these. I'm going to see if I can get at least a couple of games announcing just because of Juan Jaro and Larry, if I'm being brutally honest. So yeah, I like it. I mean, like I think out of most of the teams in this division, this is the team I think is really well balanced. And he's done such a good job. Yeah, they are busted and they are broken and stuff like that in certain places. But, these are one of those teams where I could take one or two players out and it still would work. Where I think with a few of the other teams have started taking some of their good players out, their performance would drop massively. But this team, I think, could just shrug that off and go, who cares? We've still got Juan Jaro. Hey. Right, so that's them done. I like the Los Pumas. Right, so we come to the last team, what's the Silver Suns, and then after that we will get our predictions of who we think will be the two to go through, and also bold predictions. I've got a separate book this year to write them all down because last season I couldn't remember. But people laughed about the Underworld and they did me proud. And Guidely, I said he'd go 7-0 now, so I'm hoping to get at least one right this season. Please don't do what Trip did and do about 10. I can't remember one. Never mind 10. So let's go to the Silver Suns. Now this team is the only team that didn't make the playoffs. In the challenge, but they've come up anyway. Bless them. I'm sure they'll be thinking, you know what, we could have preferred another season in the challenge. I know I would. But the guys, when I get the team up, there they are. The Silver Suns. I presume that's something to do with 40k Chaos Space Marines, is my guess. I just want to look at the stats first before I go there.
They've got a great record. Record.
12 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses, and he's played some serious players as well. Got a good draw against London's team. His losses have come against Gardley, was no shame there. And the other loss was against the Rednecks, who were the challenge champions. So the two losses were against a 4-time MML champion and 2-time challenge champion. So the guy what he lost to were serious coaches. Looking at the team, obviously it's 17-10, so it's not as bad as I thought actually. But it's got some nice pieces there. There's no ball carrier there, what worries me. You should always have at least one ball carrier. But obviously he's got number 3.
He's got the agility there, isn't he? Whose chances are is going to level up first
I would,
game.
Yeah, so I would hope that's the guy he would use.
Probably getting block, isn't he? Or he could go the other way and try and make this Trent 4 guy a ball carrier as well, but it's going to take a little bit longer, isn't it? It's just a team that's just finding its shape. Like the Chaos Warriors are the best thing. I just feel like the 2 strength ups on the Beastmen are just... to me, when you glance at it, it looks like a 1600 team. But it isn't, and I think those 2 strength ups are filling a fair bit of TV void.
Yeah, I think
like
long term,
more tackle, ball carrier, blah blah. Long term is good foundation.
Good. Yeah, if they survive that far. I mean, at least he's going to be able to hit back. You know, he's got 3 in there. He's saying, where's Barbar Death Sheep? That's an awesome name. I don't know. Is it this team? Because if it is, he ain't there.
Yeah, someone did transfer that, didn't they?
That's an awesome name, though. Barbar Death Sheep. I love that. That is an awesome name.
Maybe he hasn't brought him in just yet.
Well, I would
transfer him out. Couldn't transfer him out, surely?
No, well, I'd be interested because if he's to be added, then I don't know. If anyone can find out, that'd be great. Otherwise, we'll just have to go with what we've got here.
Let me have a look. I'm just going to go on Discord and have a look on the transfer page.
Yeah. What do you think of this team, Hawk, while he's doing that?
I think, like Powers basically is saying, it's not finished. It's in tidy shape, it's not injured, it's not damaged, he's got everything he needs, and it's got potential to go places, but it's still potential, it's not finished.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Again, I'm not a Chaos coach per se, but to me, I'd be looking at this compared to what we see, thinking, yeah, I can't see how this is going to compete with that team or with that team or with the other teams. It's just not finished yet.
Yeah. Yeah, a good point as well. He's only got 40k, so he couldn't bring it in even if he wanted to. So Andy said he's just he's in a farm team training for next season. I feel a bit sorry for this team because they didn't make the playoffs, so you'd think they'd be in challenge for another season. What would have really helped this team, but unfortunately, because they did so well, they was the next ones on the in the queue to come up, and I can see this team retiring some decent players, but at the same time I can see this team going boom, you know, implode himself. And at 17-10, they ain't going to get much inducements either, what is a concern. Chaos and Nagel are always bad TV teams anyway, so you know that's always going to be a problem. But you know, who knows? You know, number 3 is obviously he'll be relied on to do most of the damage, and obviously number 10, try and get him skilled or try and get him protected because obviously agility for Beastmen is amazing. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement. The concern isn't the coach has done, like I said, has done really well this last season. It's if this team can hold together, because you look at the Rednecks, Power Hour, Abomination Nation, them 3 alone.
It's just a way newer team than all the other teams in the pool, isn't it? That's all.
But the TV makes it hard for them. That's the thing.
Season. Well, this will be their 3rd season, is it?
Let's have a look.
I don't know how many farm games they had.
19. But... So yeah, this is the 2nd season.
Yeah. Yeah, so there would have been a couple of farm games, and then this will be 3rd, yeah. So.
Yeah, and Andy said, I know there's some nice stats, but it's insane the difference in the amount of skills with these lads to Abomination Nation. You know, Bears are saying 17-10 and no mana, because obviously you think... It's the stats. I mean, there's 40 in the agility, there's 100 in the strength, and like I've said, Chaos obviously paying for all the skills, so you know it can get expensive. Like I said, if this was in the challenge, you'd be like, oh, this has got a chance of definitely making the playoffs. But this is the big boys league, and I think this team is, it's just not ready. And you know, I still think I think they'll fight hard. My only concern is I'm going back to the Rednecks game. And he ran away in the second half. He did not want anything to do with it. He was like, you know what? I don't care about the win. You can have it. I'm going. And it was the first time I've seen a full team just go and walk away. And he really can't do that against all these teams. And there's some teams just as scary as the Rednecks, if not even more scary, like Abomination Nation, for instance, and Morshots is Power. I mean, they're just as deadly. I'm hoping now, because he's got all this firepower, he'll fight, you know. But... you know, in my notes, if I was playing against him, like, right, let's try and hurt him pretty early. He may be one of those coaches, well, just down tools. That would be my notes for this guy. I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he's a proper Chaos guy and, you know, fights to the death.
You do find with some, I mean, I don't know this individual and hopefully he won't take it wrong, but you do find with some coaches that build these killer teams, they can't take being killed.
Yeah.
And one sense of that, and the first thing I'm looking to do is, first player goes down, especially if he's got skills, I'm going to look foul him. And I'm going to say, if you want to get into a fight, we'll get into a fight. And I've done it when I used to play CCL a long, long time ago. Chaos Dwarf coaches coming out, and you say, well, fair enough, I might have Wood Elves, but I'm going to stick the boot in if you want to go toe-to-toe, and they'll disconnect quicker than you will. And obviously you won't do that in the MML, but if they're running for the corners...
The other side that he might have thought, right, I'm a new team. If I'm going toe-to-toe with these teams, I'm never going to develop into a better team. So it might have just been, I'm going to save what I've got for future seasons. It's still early. What's the point in getting shredded? And, you know, you can't develop a team if you're just getting chopped to pieces. And
and there's a lot to be said for that. I don't
know how the game went, but, you know, you've got to... I mean, personally, I always try and protect my players to an extent, and you know, until it gets to that point of either I'm going to score or stop a score, then that's kind of the only time that I kind of start throwing players out there and chucking them under the bus a little bit. But until then, I mess up my game plan a lot, just like trying to protect Cardell and trying to protect my killer and stuff like that, which you have to do if you, to a certain extent, if you want to build a long-term team.
Yeah, I do. The reason I say it is because obviously I remember seeing this game because the Rednecks he was playing. I think he had 10, 11 players and he had like 1 or 2 uppers. He could have actually had a chance of winning the game, but I think it's like 1-1 and it was Rednecks receiving. But he just like, you know what, it ain't worth it. And I think Bezo was like,
what's, I don't know the context of the game. So.
He was like, well, what are we gonna do? But apart from that, all the other games, amazing. He fought well and. You know, he did extremely well. And I've been impressed every time I've seen him. And obviously his record proves he knows what he's doing. I think Andy said earlier he's got 10 fan factors as well. So you know, the guy knows what he's doing. And I think with a few more skills, this team would, you know, do a lot better. He still may do because the guy can play. And I always think even with teams like this, if the coach knows what he's doing, they'll play a lot better than the look, and you know, we'll just have to see how he does here. No problem, dear. We just thought we'd try and get one on early. Obviously, the tickets haven't gone out yet, but we're doing it this way just so you've all got something to have a look. And we thought, why not do pros? I hope he does well. And I think I also think this team will retire a few good players. I just think that they'll do that. But getting promoted, actually getting to the playoffs, I think it's definitely would be one of the most amazing things in MML history if this team got in the top 2, just because you know what they're going up against, in my opinion. Saying that, which player would you take from this team, Hawker?
It's difficult to say. There's nothing. I mean, maybe the Agility 4 Beastman, because with that you can go places and build something with him.
Yeah.
Everything else is rather generic at the moment. Nothing jumps out. You got the Killer Beastman. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. We've seen millions of those. Even the Killer Warrior. Well, where's his guard? Maybe you should be looking at, because you need more guard to survive this division. The 2 warriors with guard I actually prefer to the killers, believe it or not. So.
I think at this point, like
he's in for a tough day.
Could have stuck with, you know, 1 Killer Beastman, 1 Killer Chaos Warrior, and then got the guards up on the others. But the Strength 4 Wrestle guy is nice. I'm guessing he's going to get tackle next, so he's going to be 3 dice in skinks and stuff like that on his own with the blitz. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Which one would you take? Would you take the Strength 4 or?
I'm going to take old Prickly Tusk because I think he's going to be a pain in the ass further down the line. He's going to be wrestling down Tomb Guardians and all sorts, and he's so yeah.
Well, no surprise, I'm taking number 3, the Killer. Might blow claw, pile on tackle, kills anything, doesn't he? Really? So yeah, I'm taking 3. I'm not going with the finesse. I'll leave that to you guys and the tactics. We'll just punch our way through. Gio, that basically you're on about the bangle. I heard that Lazy said if you kill Juan, he'll tell you where it is. Just saying.
I,
leave Larry alone. Go on, sorry, Hawker.
I've still got the bangle, Gio, and word on the street is some little miners have found it down a mine somewhere. So if you want to come and get it, you know where to find me.
Ooh, there you go. Fighting talk from the little stunters. Can we just say Juan Jaro's got it? If we can lie, can't we? He might believe us.
He knows where it is.
Oh, there you go. Juan knows it. You'll have to beat him up.
You just have to prise it out of his dead fingers. That's first.
That's it. Have a word with Juan. He'll tell you where it is.
It won't be hard to prize him out of his fingers. Before I remember, they covered in butter.
Yeah.
He might just drop it on the floor for you.
He's probably the one who dropped it down the man shaft. We said obviously about all the things why it could get beat up and all that. So is there any team we're looking at where think, you know what, the Silver Suns have got a chance here? They might be able to upset the apple cart sort of thing. Is there anything anything we can? For some reason, I'm going with the Holy Squirrels. That's coming off the top of my head. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think maybe say if you got the Squirrels first game and got rid of a blitzer and another, say you got rid of a blitzer and another player or two in the first couple of turns, then the Squirrels are kind of running out of players then that can do a lot, and he's going to be all relying on one or two blitzers to get the job done, and obviously he has got the punch to do that. So, but then at the same time, the Squirrels have got the capability to run all around them. But out of all the teams, if you said right, this guy's plan is going to have to be to remove some players. Out of all the teams, if you could take two players off of that team, the Squirrels are going to be the weakest for losing two players. That's where I was going with that.
the Duncan Monk. I heard some guy called, what was it, Bobby Joe? No, Joey Bob has it, Gio. They're also Gio. But him, he's the one who's got it. I mean, I see. I always think if you got quite a bit of might blown claw, and he has got an extra 2 strength 4s, he'd have a chance against the Lizards. But the problem is he only has 1 tackle, and it's on a movement 5 warrior. So I can see the King saying, "See you later," and you ain't catching us. So yeah, I'm gonna go with.
He has got the 3 dice wrestle though. I think that's gonna come in handy.
But surely Pally's he's just gonna shield it off, isn't he? He's not gonna be scared of that, I don't think. Famous last words. It'd be interesting to see how the Silver Suns do. I think if they don't get relegated, I'd class that as a success for the first season, and that's nothing to do with his coaching ability at all. It's just that his team seems so far behind the majority of the rest of them. But we'll see. What we will see. Right.
See, okay. I think he'll not be at the bottom because the team's too new. If that makes sense, he's not carrying the injuries, or he's not running the risk of retirements. So those 2 factors are out the way.
Yeah.
He could pick up on the bones of other players.
His team is on the way up, and he's going to be gaining skills. Other teams are going to be losing players through niggles and retirements, and So as the season goes on, he's getting better, and possibly the other teams are getting weaker. So that's a big shout. It's the young blood in the
key players from one of those other teams disappear, then those teams could be in bother. Whereas this one doesn't have per se those key players just yet. So a couple of killers that it needs to, keep alive, at least one of them per game. But there's 3 to play with, so I think that's a factor.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I haven't seen him much, but what I've seen, he looks like he knows what he's doing, and he seems a very good, solid coach. Obviously, I haven't seen him too much, but what I've seen, I like. The stats prove that he's obviously very good, and he's got enough firepower to keep him in any game. And if that clicks, then and how many times I've said, "Oh, well, he's only got 1 tackle," then I see them just roll powers and powers on blodgers, and it's a tough division for him, but I think he's going to surprise a few for certain. But we'll see. I think if he can keep most of his team together and not get relegated, that'd be a fantastic, success. And then next season, bring in obviously Baba Death Sheep, who's an amazing name, and then who knows where this team can go. I think it's all about developing this season, though. But we will see. Right, okay, that's all them done. We now come to the fun part where we have to decide who's going to finish second, who's going to win, and obviously I want a ball prediction. So, what would you guys like to do first, predictions or ball prediction? Anybody interested? Not that I don't know what
I don't care. You just
don't care.
Go crazy.
Let's go crazy. Alright then, let's go ball prediction first. Why the hell not? Does any of you two have a ball prediction already?
A what prediction? Ball prediction?
Yeah, ball prediction. You must know these ball predictions, V, where you give us a ball prediction for the division on either a player or a team or something.
You what? As in a bowl game?
No, bold. B-O-L-D. Bold prediction.
Bold?
Yeah.
You've lost me. What, as in a wild card?
No, something crazy will happen.
Something's going to go mental. Someone's going to do something crazy.
Like Gadley 7-0, or there's going to be more kills in this division than any others, or someone's going to die, or whatever. Just any sort of prediction.
I think there'd definitely be the most amount of players lost because of retirements, niggles, and a huge amount of claw mighty blow in this pool.
So how many teams in a division? 8, isn't there?
Yeah.
In
the play pool, yeah.
Eight in the play pool, and then obviously 4 in each.
So we've got the best part of about 80 players rostered, and I will say we'll be lucky to see 60% of those players still at the end of the season.
Wow, that is a bold prediction. 60%. Less. So if I put like less than 6% of the players still there, I don't know how the hell I'm going to manage that, but that is a bold prediction.
48 of the existing will still be about, which means
I've got one.
Retirements and all the rest of it.
Wow. Okay, go on, MV. Give us yours.
Larry makes a hat trick this season.
Wow, Larry makes a hat trick. Yes.
Over the whole season.
Yes, a hat trick of so he scores 3 touchdowns in the season. I dig that. I dig that. Yeah, I like that. Larry makes a hat trick. I was trying to think of something about Juan Jaro because it's Juan Jaro, but I thought he'd score more than Lazy Smith. I thought, yeah, that doesn't seem too bold for me. I was thinking like, what ball prediction can I go with? Okay.
You, the super skink, rolls another strength up. AG 5, strength 4.
Okay, what do I go with? I should really have these. The only thing I didn't write down was that. I'm gonna go with, as I look through all my I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to flip time here. I'm gonna go with. We will see 2 legend players die or be retired this season, and there's not many of them. Irish Carbon, Joey Bob, Lazy Smith. And when I say retired, I don't mean retired in like they've had enough and gone. I'm going to say somebody's going to personally retire them. So that's what I'm going to go with. At least 2 legendary players will get retired by another player this season. That's the best I can come out with. I'm sorry. Not as good as the Larry one. I love that Larry one, and obviously Hawk is very smart with that 6%. If that happens, Hawk, crikey, there'd be a lot of transfer talk. And Davo likes the Larry hat trick. Yeah, and Gio says he'll help retire them legend players. I knew I could rely on you, Gio. So I think all 3 of us could. Do well, you guys. I think we're all on. I think we're all got a good one there. Right, here comes the bit everybody wants to know. They either want us to pick them or they're dreading us picking them. It's a tough one. I think there's a lot who've got a chance here, but unfortunately we can only pick 2 of them. So we'll start with the second place first of all. I'll come to you, Hawker, first. Who's finishing second?
Place. I think Berzo and his boys are going to finish second.
Berzo and his boys, the Rednecks. V?
It's a toss-up between 2. I'm not going to include myself in it because obviously I'm going to win it, but take me out of it.
Yeah, you've got to be canned. It's not easy, is it?
I'm gonna say lizard second.
Ooh, Pally gets some love. The fire salamanders.
As long as they don't get shredded with all this claw, I'll put them.
Well, that's why I'm like, wow, man, that's like a bold prediction because all that claw. Whoa, yeah, that is. They just have us saying Squirrels to go 007.
The name's Bond.
I'll put that in there. If anyone in chat wants to do a bold prediction, tell me now and I'll put them in. I'll put that. Davos says Squirrel 007. So anybody got a bold prediction in the chat, tell me and I'll write it down and we'll see if you're any better than those three. Second place, I hate these because I'm like, I can't get suckered into the Pumas. Don't. I want to say the Pumas because it's the Pumas. Right, let's cut down. See, I can't go. I mean, usually when I do these streams, I say right, Para are going to win it or come second, but they might not have a team left. They might all just retire. So I can't really do them because they might retire. I can't do the salamanders because there's too much claw. I can't do the squirrels, although I love the squirrels. Bearzo might be upset if I pick the rednecks. I've got a feeling the pharaohs aren't going to be bothered. They're just going to be going around trying to find a bangle and killing stuff. The Silver Suns I think it's too early for. So that sort of leaves me with the Pumas, the Nation and Rednecks. I just know if I go Pumas, I'm gonna be like, why? Why do I go Pumas? I know Juan Jaro. Someone tell me not to do the Pumas. Oh. Ball predictions: Squirrels lower Smurf's armor again to 5. Right, I'm going to put that down.
Smurf. He literally would be a Smurf there.
He would, wouldn't he? He would.
Not even.
Oh God. I'm going to go.
Double niggled minus strength, double minus, no, triple minus.
Okay. Second place, I'm going to go with the Rednecks. I'm sorry, Bearzo. I'm going to go Rednecks. I just can't. Right, first place then. Who's going to win the poll? And let's be honest, most of these teams could win this poll. It's really, really hard, but, you know, we've got to pick someone. Hawker, who's going to win it?
Who's got the most players left? Any of these teams could just get crippled so easily by any of the other teams.
For me,
don't do it, Bernie.
It's going to be the Squirrels. You heard it here first.
What? The Squirrels? You do know we've already had the ball predictions, don't you? You know we've already had the ball predictions.
Well, here's my thing. See, they've got all the dodge and stuff you need to not worry about the Chaos teams who haven't got enough tackle to deal with them. They can get out of the way of those. They can dauntless people back in the face, and they've got the greatest blitzer known to mankind. That some believe he's actually part elf, so they're taking it.
Look, if I tell you what, I can't get on that train.
And I've actually met the man behind the whole thing, and yeah, he's a legend. So he's
the coach is a legend. There's no doubt about it. The coach, we you know, if it's on the coaches, then yeah, I agree. But I think there's so many teams there what could just snap him in half. He just scares me.
Could.
But you know what? We could set about any team though, couldn't we? Really, let's be honest.
They could do, but they won't.
They won't. We won't. Well, Andy's happy. He's happy now, but if his team ends up near the bottom broken, just remember who cast you. It wasn't me, it was him.
Well, see, I'm working on this policy that I only need to pick 7. As long as I don't pick the team you pick, I've got a chance.
Yeah. You're learning. You're definitely learning. Be Power V. We know you. Obviously, you're going to win the whole thing. But who's going to? If some bizarre reason you decide you don't want to win it this year, who are you picking?
So yeah, I said it was out of. I felt the Wizards had a shot. I didn't think they'd quite be able to win because I think that they're not going to be able to get through all the claw teams unscathed and, you know, prevent a couple of losses or whatever. And so that leaves me the Rednecks, I think. The
Rednecks. I can feel. I can just see
all that guard, all the movement, all the speed. They've got everything they need, and they're just a headache for anyone. But again, like I said a million times, any of these teams could rip any of the other teams apart. So
yeah, I can just imagine Bears having his cup of tea, and then you just said Rednecks to, and he'll spit it out going, "Why? Why are you picking the Rednecks? Why? They've got 4 claw, they've got 4 claw, we've only got 2."
You are no longer the underdog. You're not hiding under that underdog status anymore, Bearzo. You're a champ.
Out of the 3 of us who picked, all of us have said the Rednecks will be in the top 2. So he's been rumbled, hasn't he? Right, I've got a really tough decision. I won't lie. I'll tell you which 2 teams it's between. It's Abomination Nation #4 Horsemen, or the Pumas. I just think one's gonna have an amazing year. Oh, I'm just gonna cry into my. I just love Juan and Larry, and you just said Larry's gonna have a hat trick. We've seen. Oh God, we've seen so many old teams win again. Horseman bias. Of course, Gio. Of course. Oh man, I don't know. I think I do this every season. I build up the Pumas and then it goes wrong. Is this the season of the nation? Yes, I'm gonna go Abomination Nation. There you go. The 4 Horsemen wins it. Yeah, Horseman for life. He's a bias, but he has won it before. He has got the killers. He's got the ball carrier. He's got that rotter who doesn't know to die. He could die this season in my ball prediction. I said 2 legend. Oh, he's not legendary player, is he? Okay, no, legendary player or Cardell will die. There you go. I'll add Cardell into the mix for you for ball predictions.
You're not going to blame me now. It's going to be written on his headstone. It was Bernie's show.
I just realised what I've just done. Oh crap, he does now. Bernie did it. I'll be on his horse. Hopefully he won't, because I love the guy. He's a freak of nature. But anyway, that is us done. It only took us 2 hours. I mean, hey, no problem, eh? Really big thank you to obviously Hawker and for VPower for taking the time out to make this as fun and crazy as always. Really thanks to everybody in chat as always. It's always a lot easier for us when people in the chat giving me their things as well. Drunken Monk says Pyro will win it. If the team doesn't retire, yes, he could. Lucky for you have the Bernie's curse. I know, Davo. I feel like I should have given you it again, but I feel. Do you know what? How many times have I tipped you and it's gone wrong? So I thought this season you deserve a break, and obviously V won't mind unless it does really, really bad. But yeah, that's us done. Thanks again. I know more shots was going to try and get the tickets out. Maybe today, hopefully. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll try and get as many of these shows done as possible. It is obviously easier if we have tickets and where we can, look at the divisions. But I'm just trying to make sure we get all of them done, because last season I think I missed out on 2, so I don't want to miss out on this season. So, and obviously if anybody wants to join me in the booth, please do, because it makes it a lot easier. Because I hate doing it by myself, and it's a bit boring if it's just one person talking. So there you go. Anyone who's just joined or whatever, it will be on my Twitch, so you can go in there, watch it, and obviously I'll transfer this to my YouTube videos, YouTube channel as well, so you'll be able to see it on there. But that's all done. Thanks again to everyone else. Thanks Hawker. Thanks for Veep. Best of luck to both of you, obviously, in your MML journey, and good luck to everybody in chat as well. And Juan Jaro, this is your season, mate. This is your season, because Smurf, well, he may not be here by the end of the season. He might die or might retire. So, Juan Jaro, I believe in you. And Larry, better get me that hat trick. Thanks again, guys. Take care, and we'll all see you later. Bye-bye. See you later.